Right, hello. So I played quite a lot of this off of the stream yesterday, as I said I probably would, because I'm really getting into this again. So I probably played like another 4 or 5 hours of this after the stream yesterday. I might have to adjust my microphone volume and everything a bit because I've got a much better stand for it now. That lets me put it at the proper distance to my face, like it's meant to be. Obviously, that means I might have to turn the gain up or down depending on how I've adjusted it, because it's on one of those quite good swivel kind of sort of what do you call them, like flexi arm kind of desk style lamp, so I can have it mounted to my desk a bit to the left of my keyboard, and then I can swing it in and out the way depending on if I'm using the microphone or not, which is a lot nicer than having it on what do you call it, one of those sort of desk stands where you can only get it so close to you and whatever else. So at least here it's not blocking my vision of the screen. So I'm hoping that I've got the audio volumes right, and that's a bit hard to tell. So anyway, I'm at LE day 2 at the moment, the later bit of it, because I'm at the bit going to the hospital. So yeah, hopefully we get some people on in a bit. Yeah, so how long have I done in this particular save? So I am currently 9 hours, 4 minutes and 41 seconds of actual gameplay into this, which is quite good, because I've not been leaving, like the game running sort of unpaused kind of thing. So again, the length of this is actually a very good game for the money. Seems to be just some sort of weird garden, yeah, I guess. Right, Rajiv, I was just saying at the start before anybody came on, I've got my new microphone mount set up. So I might have to play about with the gain and everything a little bit to get it just right. But basically it's one of those flexi desk arms sort of mount, so I'm able with this one to put it in a place where I can just swing the microphone out the way when I'm not using it. Swing it back into place, when I am using it. And I've got a lot more control on where it sits next to my face kind of thing, at distances and stuff like that. So currently I can have it quite close to my face, but not have it blocking the screen, which was the problem with the other mount when I tried that, is I couldn't have it, it was either like really close or really far away kind of thing. Ah, excellent. Yeah, because like I was saying, I don't know yet, because I was playing with the gain a bit. Yeah, I've not got my North Korean sweets handy, because I don't know if we've got any leather stuff coming up for me to eat North Korean things on. High tier carrot voice acting, like when I find notes. Yeah. There's been quite a few bits when I wasn't streaming, areas I totally missed the first 2 times I played this game. Like just some of the little buildings you can go into where you can find notes and stuff like that. Because weirdly, the only time so far, even though I found the key both times to it, the pet store on Boston Day 1, whereas like WLF propaganda printers in there, and there's like, you find the pistol holster in there. I completely missed that both times I first played it, even though I looked for it. And I missed the music store, I'm pretty sure, where Ellie sings Take On Me. I'm sure I haven't seen those bits before. And I know they haven't added them to the game for the remaster. So I think it's just one of those things where I somehow completely, missed them the previous times around somehow. Yeah, I mean, I quite enjoy misery porn like this, Rajiv. Like I said, Fred's is a film I can watch and find kind of comfy. Yeah, the other thing is when I was doing some of the bits on, the later bits in day 1, when, just before the subway bit, where you've come out the school before you go into the subway, or before you get to the TV station, sorry, because the TV station, is before the subway, isn't it? Before you get to the TV station, there was quite a few bits there I totally missed as well. Like nothing major, but just little buildings you could go into where, like there was quite interesting stuff in there, like either little, like the things where you can pick up pills and crafting materials and stuff like that. But, yeah, again, I was quite, surprised by just how about like an extra hour of gameplay I got just exploring all of those, where I just missed a load of those before. I think because of a lot of them, it's easy to think you've checked a building when there's quite similar, different buildings next to it. Yeah, I've got the bow. You can see it on my back. You can't actually miss the bow as far as I'm aware, because it's one of the ones where the infected you kill to get the bow is like directly in line with the thing, like it attacks you sort of in a cutscene. The only annoying bit with that bow bit is what does annoy me a bit with The Last of Us is there's a lot of places where you're exploring a building, and if you go through the wrong door, you can trigger a cutscene where you can't go back. You know, when you're like exploring a house. So sometimes I'm wanting to explore all the rooms, but I pick the rooms in the wrong order. Yeah, exactly. Because like in a lot of games, as long as you're in the right area, you can backtrack. But in this bloody thing, I've noticed. I think it's worse in this one than The Last of Us 1. There's lots of areas where, like, I'm going. Say it would be in a place like this if there was a load of doors, and I'm sort of methodically checking them. But then you go through one door and then it locks behind you as part of the story. And I'm like, for fuck's sake! I was like, I wanted to check the last couple of rooms to see if there were notes I missed, or you know, that sort of thing, or just some pills or gun scrap or whatever. Yeah, and because the problem is, look, restart checkpoint lasts than a minute ago. Yeah, again, you can go back to the chapters at least, but yeah, it is annoying that, like, yeah, sometimes you're like, okay, I'll load the auto save, and then it's already overwritten the last one you did. I actually got, yeah, craft on me. It's already upgraded. Yeah, I need to remember to keep these at fully crafted amounts. That way, I won't get to the point where I won't pick up scrap when I go past it because of my scrap stuff. Because that is an annoying thing in this game, is when you like forget that you've not fully crafted stuff.
Oh.
This is a sort of place where I'd expect some stalkers actually.
Fucking wolf. Serves you right.
Alright, Nick. Alright, Burb.
Oh, shit. Fuck me.
If there are stalkers here, I've just somehow completely called that right, even though I wasn't expecting to. Like I said, because I can't remember every little encounter with what enemies you get.
Man, not good.
Yeah, like saying, luckily my delivery ended up coming, again, mine actually went through the door. The CD for this actually came today, even though it wasn't expected to arrive till next week, so that's good. But I'm going to have to wait till about Monday, because I've had to order another external, like, CD drive for my PC, because I can't find my other one. And because this PC doesn't have an internal drive anymore for discs, I can't actually rip it until then. Like we were saying before, it doesn't have all the music on it anyway, but it has most of it at least. Yeah, like at least with an area like this, you can tell when you vault through there, that's probably going to be a point of no return. Where, like I was saying, the problem is in some areas, like we were saying earlier, is the areas where you think you'll be able to go back, you know, but
What do I do now?
yeah, I know, Ellie. I'm just looking for like, you know, in case there was anything I didn't pick up in here because I had a full inventory. Yeah, like that tape. See, that's what I was looking for. Stuff like that. And sometimes when you get a random desk, you can pull the drawer out of, but not others. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing I used to do a lot. It's just the annoying thing that I have external drives so I can take them to mates' houses, because again, like lots of PCs now don't come with CD drives or whatever. But what is, again, really annoying is just the fact that I always end up losing them. Not like they've been stolen or whatever, but like I've put them in a particular rucksack and then they're probably zipped in a little secure section. I can't, you know, can't remember which ones I put them in, kind of thing. I'll stumble, like I bet you, a day or two after my new drive arrives, I'll be looking through some of my shit, and then I'll randomly find the one I was looking for weeks.
Stalkers.
Yeah, Delta Fear Stalker. Right, I'll read your comments properly in a second, because I don't want to get killed by stalkers. Yeah, so it sounds like the Switch 2 is really good at least, so that sounds good. You're not actually chasing me in this area yet. How good have I finally triggered them properly now? Yep. Right, get away from that before it blows me up. I'm coming from that other direction, or can I reuse my got some sellotape? Right, I might as well pick this one up and replant it a bit further down. For fuck's sake, I was just trying to plant my explosives. Right, are you going to come after me so I can make use of that? There we go. I might as well use a med kit when it asks me to craft another with the rags and everything. I will go back to your comments about the Switch scalpers in the second, Rajiv. It's just at the moment I don't want to get my face nommed on by a mushroom man. Got one trip mine. Oh, shit. Just because sometimes you can kill yourself with the explosives like that if they are way too close to you by the time it detonates. That's the only thing I don't like with trip mines in this, is the amount of times I've killed myself with them by accident. Because although you can't set your own trip mine off by standing on it. If an enemy gets too close to you when the trip mine is going off. Got a lot of printers and scanners in here. Still hear some of them. I assume stalkers often don't set off the things. I don't use listen mode very much at this difficulty. So I'm assuming stalkers are dangerous because they don't really show up on listen mode very much. Did you enjoy it, Dark Sweet? Because, again, this is a game that is very much... Some people love it, some people absolutely despise this game, but I think most people that hate it probably haven't played it. Or, the ones I find weirdest are the people that play all of the Ellie bits and then refuse to play the Abby bits. Which seems really weird to me. You've paid for a game and you're not going to actually finish it. Especially because the Abby stuff I think personally is quite good. Even though, like I said, it triggered the fans a lot. Alright, good. Glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not even, like, saying... Weirdly, I'm not, like, a massive Last of Us fan. I was never a fanboy of the series. I just quite enjoy the gameplay in this and the setting. So it's like one of those games I quite like going back to 1 and 2 of these. Although I actually think I prefer 2 to 1, just because the game plays better, it's longer, I prefer the soundtrack to this one. I think there's a bit more emotional depth to it. But yeah, Rajiv, I was watching that video between Alex Garland and Druckmann earlier, and the fucking comments in that video, man, it was like being in some sort of incel, you know, like incel, I don't know what the word would be for, like, whatever their nesting sort of place would be. And like I said, I'm not a culture war sort of thing. I think both sides in culture wars are generally fucking stupid between the woke lot and the sort of chuds. But Christ, it was like, oh, Druckmann's a Jew who wants to kill Christians. And it's like, oh, I'm so glad that this is the maturity of the conversation people are having about this. Yeah, don't scroll down to the comments, Rajiv. It might kill your faith in humanity even more. But yeah, sadly, it was very few people actually discussing the interview. It was all about people's personal politics in the series. Hello. Yeah, well, I was saying sometimes I like to, for the rage bait reasons, I sometimes like to read those comments. But again, I think I was like saying it's just one of those things I think just hurts your brain eventually, where like it's not like sometimes people are manipulating stuff that's even true. It's where people are just talking, you know, shit out their ass, and all the other people in their like little circle jerk groups are going around with it. Even like so, it's somebody who's not played the game commenting on the game, being upvoted by other people who probably have the same opinion because they've also not played the game. Yeah, it might be those things. I also just think people are, the online shows how retarded people are, in all honesty. Because it's like with Trump's fans, where they keep doing this thing between art of the deal and whatever else, where like crashes the stock market. Wow, he's doing it on purpose, you know, and all this. Oh, he's going back on what you said. See, this is him being really smart and 4D chess, and it's like, no, this guy has no fucking clue what he's doing. This should be really obvious to everyone now. And like I said, I didn't mind Trump in his first term. I thought he was quite funny. But Trump's second term is kind of a nightmare of an old man that I think's losing it now, sort of being surrounded by yes men, where he has like no checks and accountability on whatever retarded things he wants to do next. Yeah, again, Rajiv, I think the problem is people just go into a community where their thoughts are never challenged. So what ends up happening is people basically, yeah, just kind of get into these, like, what I don't know what you call them, echo chamber, that's the proper word for a circle jerk group, isn't it? An echo chamber, where they basically just keep surrounding themselves with the same idea, you know, over and over and over again. To the point where, you know, I think their ability for rational thought kind of just goes away. There wasn't anything else on this side of the thing before I jump over, was there, to have a look at? That's all that office building I've just been in. Can I go around that other side here, or is that one I have to jump on? No, I'm going to have to do the jump on. I was just wondering if you could actually go in and out on both sides of the window. Oh yeah, 5G causes COVID. Like, again, I can understand, because, again, I've got, like, people in my family that aren't stupid people. That, you know, might say things like, oh, is there some damage, you know, risk of damage from the radiation on cell phone towers and Wi-Fi routers and stuff like that. I can kind of understand that. But it's when you get to, yeah, like, this stuff of, like, actual diseases are caused by 5G. And the weird thing is, I bet some of these people had no issue with 4G masks or whatever, but they've just suddenly drawn the line at 5G or whatever. Right, so is the building I want to go into next? Yeah, I bet I can't get up from that pit, so let's check upstairs here first. No, I don't think I can go any further up. These are up.
Get to the street from here.
Yeah, I know, Ellie. I was just checking in case there was any.
Go back can.
Free shit. What is going on with... if you mean recently, Trump started a global trade war on the promise it would give jobs back to American workers, and it's doing what every economist predicted, which is just tanking most of the economies in the world. And now he's trying to get his fans to justify how he was actually doing really clever, smart moves with it. Because he was basically saying how jobs would come back, like manufacturing jobs would go back to the USA if he did all these tariffs. But basically it will hit the poorest Americans the hardest because, you know, they're the ones that are going to notice more when there's tariffs on their goods coming in. Because again, tariffs aren't taxes on other countries, they're taxes on your importers when they bring these stuff in. But the thing is, most Americans do not want, like I said, just like in the UK, would not want to go down to a minimum wage job manufacturing stuff. Because he basically seems to think that they can have, you know, they can make jobs in America where all the Americans will somehow, like, and again, it's apparently going to be economically feasible that people can work minimum wage and produce, like, trainers or t-shirts or whatever else. And again, there's a reason that a lot of this went to the third world, and no disrespect to people in other countries, but you know what I mean. Developing countries these jobs went to because their minimum wage and everything was so much lower that you could produce these goods and it would be cheap for the consumer. Because if it ends up going to America, it will be a case of the companies can't make a profit at minimum wage and keep the prices low. So if they then make, you know, these goods are made by Americans and they even want to do these fucking jobs at minimum wage, the products are going to be like 4 times as expensive on US shelves, where the rest of the world will just buy them from China and whatever else and ignore the US. So yeah, that's what's going on with the US basically, is that Trump crashed the global markets because he decided he was going to make the US pull out of global markets. Now he's rowing back on it because all the stock markets turned against him. Oh, I saw a stalker just there. So he's going back on all this sort of shit now, but he's already done loads of baked-in damage. And again, people are saying, why would we invest in a... Oh, it's different. People are saying, why would we invest in the US if he might potentially fucking do this again a week later? For fuck's sake, you're supposed to... Hello. Yeah, that didn't go as well as planned. I was hoping by shooting that stalker I could see, just peeking his head around, I'd avoid an ambush there, but then it just pulled the entire fucking horde onto me. But saying that, I didn't take... Oh, I took 1 bar of damage, as well as just wasting a bit of ammo. And out with a clicker and was out like 3 stalkers, so that actually didn't go as bad as I thought it might have gone there.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
Right, now let's check every room again to not miss everything. That was the one where I killed all of them, wasn't it? Yeah, this is one of the maps in No Return, isn't it, this one? Again, it's one of the small hunted ones where, just, you know, more and more enemies keep coming to kill you. So you just have to survive for the timer to run out. It's one of those. And I think that's basically everything.
Here we go.
So, what is the new Naughty Dog game? What's something completely not to do with The Last of Us, is it, Rajiv? Because I know there's doubts now whether they're going to make The Last of Us Part 3.
Get off of me!
Okay, you might have to send me a message after the stream, because as usual I always fucking forget when I do a stream. My third playthrough, technically. First time I played it, I just played it, you know, on the regular PS4 version. On my PS5, but the PS4 version. Second time I played it through, I streamed nearly all of it on here. And that was essentially this remaster when they released it on PS5. It was like a £10 upgrade. And then this is my third time replaying the full story, because it's now out on PC, which is my preferred way of playing it, because I can use keyboard mouse. You know, and I don't have to specifically switch another console on and switch over to it, kind of thing. I can just physically, you know, launch the game on Steam or whatever and play it. Right, do I want to go up here first or down into that pipe? Oh, that's a dead end anyway, so never mind. That answers that question. I have to go back over there again to get back. Is there anything under the water of interest? Oh yeah, I switched the thing back to DLSS for the upscaling now, and that seems to be working absolutely fine now. Again, I think it was the depth of field combined with whatever the type of anti-aliasing was before that was causing me all the things that annoyed me graphically. But now depth of field's on off, I don't have that weird annoying like anti-aliasing thing on their hair where some of it looks blurrier than other bits. Because you'd notice that a lot in the cutscenes.
Get me the hell out of here.
Dina is in the do you mean after the end of the game, or where she is now? She's at the moment. She's in the theater. Oh, Indiana Jones. Yeah, I'm actually quite tempted to get that when I found out it's not like force stealth. You can do a bit of combat in it. Because I was worried to start with it was going to be one of those games where you had to completely avoid the enemies. I might have to wait till my next payday before then, Rajiv. But yeah. Oh, we're going into the park now, aren't we, with the Seraphites?
Okay. You are here. And the hospital's there. Got through the park.
Oh, I can grab stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, she obviously... I think she probably went back to Jackson, I guess. But again, if we get a third game, I'm sure the loose ends will be tied up. But again, the problem is if they end up making the third one or not. Because that's been part of the problem, is they're not sure if it would sell well enough or whatever. Oh, my phone's turned its screen off 1 second so I can keep looking at the comments. Well, the better enemy AI in this one. Yeah, that is one thing I definitely noticed quite a lot, having played both of them fairly recently, like, you know, not too long ago. Around the time the series came out, about 2 years ago, I replayed the first one, and yeah, the enemies in this one are a lot more responsive to what you actually do. So again, there's stuff that you can do in the first game where you can just sit behind cover for a bit, pop up, shoot them, and you're fine. Where in this one, they actually hit you and run off a bit. Was that killing Nazis in the Indiana Jones game, Rajiv? Yeah, I suppose if you're meant to be a real sort of indie thing, you might kill one or two, but you're mostly just beating them up. Yeah, the first one has a lot of the scripted things where enemies tend to, like, walk and turn their back to you a lot, you know, to make getting a takedown easier. Where, although people might find it frustrating, what I do like in this one is quite often you get into the position where you think, I might be able to get a takedown on them, and then they spin around quite quickly because they're still meant to be alert. Because Atom 4 does that, which I quite like. That you can't just carry on walking behind an enemy till you get close enough to stealth kill them. Because sometimes the enemies, you know, periodically, if they think somebody's after them, will, like, spin around on the spot. Rather than, you know, just constantly walk in one direction. Right, that guy's been lured out now. Right, in theory, he shouldn't be able to see me because of all those ferns there. There we go. Annoyingly, I can't take all the arrows out of their quiver. On their back. Yeah, and you'll notice in bits like where she trips over and falls over, her clothes have mud on them for quite a bit in those particular areas. Who said alright then? That sounded pretty close, but... move up a little bit.
Jesus. These must be the scars. Doesn't matter. Hospital.
Right, where did a couple of the other ones go down when I was shooting at them? We'll see if there's any more ammo or whatever to pick up. But with all these ferns, it's quite hard to see where the bodies are. Another quite good thing, Rajiv, as well, is depending on how deep the water is you go into, their clothes only look wet to that depth, where in a lot of games they kind of just go between, like, wet clothes and sort of dry clothes looking textures, where in this one they seem to have, you know, done it so it actually goes up to bits. So, like, where she looks quite dry at the moment, if I stick her just in there, you'll notice when I come out that the water only looks wet to the sort of ankly area, or a little bit further up, but, you know. If I now go prone in that, and then get up, their entire front section should be wet, I think. Let's see. Yep, see, it's put water on all the front bit of the thing. So yeah, that's one of the quite cool things in this, like I said, is that it's like the water things on the clothes aren't just you suddenly get wet and all your clothes look wet, which is still pretty impressive in games years ago when that happened, you know. But I like in like a lot more of some of the modern games. I think Red Dead 2 does that to a degree. You know, it's like where they've obviously made it so the water is, I think that's the way I'm meant to be going, isn't it, that way? So let's have a look around this area first.
Okay, here's the road to the hospital.
Yeah, so again, I want to go to the hospital bit last, because I want to check out everywhere else first, in case I miss anything. Ah, okay, yeah, I have to sort out some good blinds. Right, Big Mac? Yeah, I'm really hoping they do a third one, because again, it sounds like it should be a trilogy. And like I said, it's just that annoying sort of thing where, I assume Druckmann's lost confidence in doing it, mostly because of the fucking chuds, to be honest. And like I'm saying, I'm normally the last person in the culture war thing, but it would annoy me if there's something I want to fucking play, that then, because of all of the, you know, like, where you get both, like I said, the woke people and then the anti-woke people, that they cause such a fuss that he's probably doubting his own ability to do a project. I think, yeah, there isn't much else to see in this area, is there? Might as well go straight through. Yeah, I think, again, Rajiv, the problem is, isn't it, for us studios, if you do a game that takes several years to make because it's really good and detailed and all that, that's when projects run into trouble, where the companies that make shit that, you know, comes out constantly, or like, you know, continuously online updated multiplayer games, that's a lot more profitable in the short term. There's one of those weird toys where they're like, they're apparently really popular at the moment. They're like the newish sort of Beanie Baby things, a company that does plushies with smiley faces on everything. I mean, at least the good thing in terms of studio funding is, like, when games like this get put on Steam, you tend to get a continuous trickle of sales coming in. Same with, like, say, the PS5 version on the PS Store. It's just that kind of thing. That's one of the very good things that's happened with digital downloads for games, is that it means studios have been able to go back and make games when they previously wouldn't have had the funds to do it, because they don't have to rely on, like, you know, an initial successful launch and all stuff like that. You can have like a trickle feed of income coming in from oh yeah, something I did on this playthrough, Rajiv, because I knew it was coming and I don't think it'll affect the story in any way at all. I was just kind of interested in doing it for my own thing. Is, you know, when there's that place where you use a workbench and you get attacked by the defector wolves who say something like, "Oh, you're not sending us back." I, on purposely on that bit, didn't kill any of them. I just threw bottles at them and stuff like that and ran away, because I was like, oh, I don't actually want to kill them guys, because they're not the actual faction that you're fighting. So, again, like I said, I don't think it will affect the story in any way. I just thought I'd do it as an interesting thing of, you know, that time, although it's harder gameplay-wise running away than it is killing them and probably getting some rewards from another room. I on purposely just threw some bottles at them and, like, sprinted out of the thing, dodging them. I've already found her body or whatever it was.
That sucks. Sorry. I need these more than you do.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was on Ellie's day 3, but it was day 2. And it's, you know, like, prior to the bit where I started the stream, it's where, between where you leave the theatre and then get to, you know, like, that bit in that, like, conference centre or whatever it was. There's one of the rooms you go in where, you get ambushed when you, use the workbench, because there's a locked door, and they come out the locked door, and it's ones where, you previously find, a note on some, infected... you know, that was obviously where it's like Isaac saying to like kill or capture, like, you know, these defectors or whatever it is. But yeah, because I knew that bit was coming up, I thought I specifically won't kill them because they're not actually like proper wolves. They're ones that have run away from the wolves, and you know, they've now been ordered to be killed for running away. So I thought, oh, I won't actually kill them myself. I'll just run away from them. It's a shame in this you can't do, like, non-lethal takedowns, because that's the sort of thing where I would actually do that for those enemies, just so I could explore that area a bit more. Oh well.
I think I can fit.
So yeah, she should have a muddy arse now. Not so much on this one. On some of the other bits you slide down, she gets a really muddy arse. Oh, he can't. He doesn't actually count as a person. They just tried to kill him with an arrow.
Ben! It's an ambush! Straggler! Get the wolf!
Pretty good. Getting a mint. Charging. Yeah, I seriously need a medkit after. Yeah, that was a very bad place to try and start attacking them from, especially because that arrow on the guy hanging from the tree didn't do anything.
Where'd she go? Scour the area.
Right, I want to see if the frame rate horribly tanks here or not, because this was the map in No Return where the frame rate just went to absolute shit. So, that's where aim assist does make it a bit easy. Not necessarily the aim assist where it just keeps your cursor on them, but because from a distance it actually tells you where they are, the ones in ambush. Again, I don't think you can have that bit off without the, I to get that one right in the face. Again, I am using aim assist, so I don't feel completely like I deserve that, but... See, again there, I don't know if you saw that, it just randomly told me there was a guy. Yeah, see? I can't actually see them, but the aim assist every now and again notices there's somebody there and starts doing that. Oh, there's one there, look. Fucking aim assist actually aims me up. The only problem with the aim assist in this is like sometimes it's quite useful. I don't normally use keyboard and mouse games with aim assist. So it's useful for the quick throwing at enemies and stuff like that, and just popping up to take a snapshot at an enemy and go back behind cover. There's other times where it specifically seems to pull the crosshair off the way you want to aim. Oh well, I'm at work, Rajiv, for a long amount of time at the weekend, so it doesn't matter to me. But you're right, Hype. I've just been playing shitloads of this last night, well, like yesterday evening, and then more again today. Right, the frame rate is nowhere near as bad here as it is in No Return, so they've either patched it or it's just the No Return map that's really badly optimised. We'll find out in a minute. I'm very low on ammo. Yeah, all good with me. How was your viral infection? Have you started coughing up spores yet? Although I suppose that's fungal, not viral. Got the urge to, like, drink people's blood yet, or, like, rip throats out? So I can't actually go down there. I can't remember on the, No Return one if you can go down another level or not. Probably not. Oh, I see the arrows in this work a bit like the ones in Red Dead Redemption 2, where they semi-home in after you shoot them for some reason. I don't know why so many games do that. I guess it's because arrows aren't hit scan. So too many players will complain like, oh, I didn't lead the shot enough on my bow. Oh, I forgot to read that tragic note, Rajin, out saying that in a silly voice. There's the guy that was up here. Oh, there he is. Oh shit, there's the second one up here.
Shut it.
There you can see that guy's body sticking out. Oh shit! He wasn't properly on to me. Right, I really do need to use a medkit now because this entire area has been pretty fucking brutal on my health.
Jesus. That it?
Obviously, he called for backup, but there wasn't any
Nuts.
backup to come. That's kind of cool though that they don't know all their allies are dead, because in a lot of games the last guy always seems to know when they're the last guy. So it was kind of interesting that that particular one still tried to call for backup even though there wasn't anybody left to help him. No, you can't drag bodies. You have to sort of walk them around while you've got them as a hostage before, you know. Yeah, so the frame rate is pretty much fine now. It's solid 58 because I've capped it at 58 to get rid of a bit less screen tearing from having it actually at 60. But yeah, this was that no return map where this bit was tanking it to like 20, 30 FPS. And for whatever reason on the single player, maybe it was just in one of the patches, they fixed this area. But yeah, there we go, 57, 59, 58. It is pretty stable here. Whereas, yeah, this area was horrible FPS-wise when we were doing it on no return the other day. But yeah, the amount of times as well, Rajiv, I've had a stealth section ruined because when I'm killing somebody, somebody comes around the corner and sees you killing somebody. Where Because I think in a lot of games they kind of do the thing, don't they, that you almost get like iframes, either invincibility or like invisibility frames when you're doing stealth stuff. But in this, you don't get that. If you're partway interrupted stealth killing somebody or whatever, yeah, you're fucked. Okay. Craft another med kit. Need to craft some arrows. I've already got an upgraded one of those. Probably got smoke bombs so we can make trip mines. I'll see how many spare supplements I've got in a minute. That's fully upgraded. That one's fully upgraded. Stealth I'm not too into. Oh yeah, precision's the one I'm interested in now. I can do that. What's that? Craft more arrows. Yes, that would be useful. I know it's that one. Is this the proper basement level of the car park? Oh, I see. So you can go to this level. It's just the stairwell doesn't connect to this level. It's blocked off. Hopefully I've found everything. I am finding on PC, though, because of the slightly better... Actually, I'm going to turn the aim assist down again a bit more. Keep it on, but... Because what I want with the aim assist is to basically have it that I can pull away from it when I'm manually aiming the scope a bit more. Because that does annoy me, where sometimes it's like, oh, you sure you don't want to aim here? It's like, no, I want to precisely aim because I've got a 6x scope. That's in controls, isn't it, I think? Yeah, aim assist. So let's put... Aim assist subtly pulls your reticle towards targets when aiming and has slight resistance when pulling reticle of aiming. That's the bit I don't really want on. But again, is it pull strength for the other one? Let's put each one down to about 3. That way, like I said, it will at least mean that when I'm meant to be doing the quick bit of combat, like, she will snap onto targets a bit more. But, like I said, I don't want the thing where I can't actually, you know, choose not to aim exactly where I want the scope. How high is your fever at the moment, Hype? Because the weird thing is, when I've had fever a couple of times, there's been times I've been really aware I've had a fever. But then, when I had a really high fever when I had mumps, I didn't actually feel like I had a fever. Like, you know, my mouth really hurt and everything. You know, I couldn't chew properly and all that when I had mumps. But when the doctor took my temperature, I was, I think, low 40s, and he said, oh, you have a really high fever. But that time I didn't feel like hot and sweaty at all. The highest other fever I had was when I had norovirus, whatever it's called, like that constant vomiting bug. But the cool thing, at least with norovirus, is it was completely purged out of my system within about a day. Just, I guess, because of the sheer amount of vomiting and how high the fever was. Yeah, I've set this one at 58 where my monitor's 60. Well, I've got a weird monitor because technically it does 100, but it's like one of those pseudo hundreds. So although it's technically, you know, according to the manual and like all of that, 100 hertz monitor, I find it's not really. Like, I keep most stuff at 60 because the 100 hertz I get too much screen tearing and everything.
Steady. Our scouts have eyes on them. Cannot surprise us.
Just like that.
Have one go behind the cart. Yeah.
Cast a wide net. We're not alone. Don't. Wolf! Everyone!
Yeah, luckily I had it as an adult, so I didn't die from it. But I know it does kill people because it's just the amount of like stuff you lose, isn't it? Because I couldn't actually drink water when I had it. I'd drink water and then be, you know, just throwing up the water. Because again, when you get norovirus, to explain it to people who haven't had a thing like that, it's not like when you're sick because you've drunk too much or you've eaten something that disagrees with you, you know, where you're sick and then you're alright. It's literally like you keep throwing up literally everything in your stomach, and as soon as you drink some water, your body will then throw that up. So yeah, the first day I was trying to drink loads of water to stay rehydrated, and it was literally that thing that I drink water, then within 15 minutes would have to be running to the toilet to empty my entire stomach again. So the funny thing with norovirus is it literally went through, I know it's a bit disgusting for a stream, I went through everything I had in my stomach, you know, in almost like order of eating it in reverse. So the most recent stuff I ate came out first, you know, and then like you'd see all that. But then eventually it wouldn't even be discoloured water with even any oil in it or bile or anything. It was literally just water, essentially. It looked like you were just throwing water in, you know, out your mouth. Which bit of American apartments? What, from the outside? I mean, these ones in a city must be fairly alright, look, because they've actually got brickwork on the outside. These aren't the matchstick houses. When I did the suburbs chapter, but that wasn't when I was streaming, those are US matchstick houses. And to the credit of the game, they're a lot more dilapidated and falling apart than these buildings are. Because, you know, like a bit like in reality, that if you make houses out of really thin planks with just plasterboard holding it up, with a facade on the outside to pretend you've got a real building, they don't last very well. Yeah, but like we were saying, at least they don't have the matchstick houses hype. That'd be a lot worse, wouldn't it? But yeah, again, in lots of bits of the UK, we have very small houses. Like I said, I think at the moment we need more houses. You know, even if some of them are a bit shoeboxy, just because of the fact that, like I said, we've got the housing problems over here. Yeah, I saw that again. America, another helicopter crash. So with this one, didn't it just fall apart in the air or something? Although I'm kind of starting to wonder now, and maybe I sound a bit conspiratorial, but do you think Trump's starting to do the Putin thing where people he can profit off of dying or that have said things he doesn't like will just start having accidents all the time where their aircraft fall apart? I mean, I know a while ago this had sounded really conspiratorial, but the way the US is going, I am actually expecting it to turn basically into Russia, where, you know, well, that person, they said in their will they'd give me a load of money, and their helicopter just fell apart. I got the bigly paycheck. Oh, this is one of the ones, this is the Seraphite boss area, isn't it, from the, no return mode. Oh, I get ambushed by a brute there, don't I? I got the shotgun. Oh, no ammo. I've got Molotovs. That will do. Missy. It has surprised me, though, just how quickly the US has fallen apart under Trump. Because, like I was saying, with Trump's first term, as I've said before, I didn't mind him too much. I found him quite funny. But as we've all been saying, he actually had people around him that weren't yes men, that could keep his stupidest ideas from actually happening. This time, it's just amazed me how quickly now America is falling apart once you've got a president that basically decides he doesn't care for due process or whatever, you know, surrounds himself with yes men. And then every one of his stupid ideas they try and put into practice. I don't know if you saw hype. China has increased its tariffs on the US just before I came on. I think it's 125% now. Okay, here we go. There's the fruit. I can remember this bit. Got some big sort of what you call him, looking fucker. I know brick shithouse, but still. What's the guy I was thinking of? The footballer, Vinnie Jones. I was thinking of the things with, throw the fucking Molotov. What tent's that? I don't remember them being in a tent, or is that something that was in the demo but not the proper game? Yeah, in this playthrough I'm actually really liking the bolt action rifle, even though I didn't use it very much. I think It just seems to do way more damage than I remember it doing. Also, I like to scale. You can see how big that looks compared to Ellie, where she still has actually quite thin arms. So the receiver and everything on the furniture and oh, fuck you can have my other Molotov. Big roofing hammer or whatever. Can you actually reinforce these? Oh, you can. Cool. I might do that even though I had a perfectly good machete.
Right. Hospital.
Oh, you mean a gazebo? Do you mean a gazebo, Raju? It's like the bit from after this where they get called dykes or whatever, and that's why in the beginning she says bigot sandwiches, which I always like the line of. But is that the bit you thinking of a gazebo? Because if so, I think there is a flashback to a gazebo. Yeah, it's just when you were saying tent, I thought you meant like a little tent, like you know, like a little camping tent. Yeah, gazebo. Yeah. Now I'm with you. I was getting confused. Big tent, like circus tent kind of tent. Big tent. Yeah, gazebo. Yeah, that's a fucking hefty scope on there. But yeah, like I said, I do like the scale of that is actually quite big compared to her for like a proper. Because again, in a lot of games, bolt actions kind of get sized down to be like 22 LR size rather than, again, if this is meant to be a big 308 or bigger kind of hunting rifle, they are genuinely pretty damn big. Like I said, because I got enough milsurp ones to know. But you know, like for example, the best example of this I've got, which would be longer than this, is my Austrian Mannlicher rifle. I can never, you know, that name always makes me laugh. But the style, like Mannlicher or whatever it's properly called, the pre-World War One version of it, because that's like 11mm caliber or something with a massive case because it was black powder, and its bolt action that you know held several rounds. That thing is absolutely gigantic if you put it next to like a more modern, sleek bolt action. If people ever want to see massive bolt actions, there are actually like elephant guns that are done in bolt action calibers. I think there's one called something T-Rex. I'm just going to look it up so people can actually see what I'm on about. Let me just search T-Rex bolt action and see if it comes up. But there's like a massively like big old game cartridge called I'm not on about the Remington T-Rex though, annoyingly. But there's a particular caliber that's called something T-Rex, if I remember right. Let me just search big game rifle cartridges. And I don't mean like 600 Nitro Express, right? 700 Nitro Express, whatever. There's like a stupidly big one. That, you know, is really funny when it's even put next to 7.62x51 because it makes, you know, like battle rifle cartridges look tiny. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than 500 Win Mag as well because that's one of the ones recommended that's just coming up. Because Wiki have a list of rifle cartridges. Okay, now I need to go into the extreme one. Again, though, on here, the Wikipedia one, they seem to, on the picture, only go up to about 36 Springfield and a bit bigger. Like 30-06. I'm on about the stuff way bigger than this. Let's have a look. Centerfire cartridges. Would just be on the stupidly big end of centerfire cartridges if they've got them all in metric. I'm thinking of the 577 Tyrannosaur, I reckon, so I was almost right, yeah, or 577 T-Rex. 14.9 by 76 millimeter. So yeah, there's a cartridge called, and again, there's bigger cartridges than this. But yeah, let me just search 577 Tyrannosaur into Google Images. I'll go back to the stream saying, I'm just trying to see a picture of it. Yeah, so it basically is about double the length of the casing, and even fatter casing and fatter bullet than 308 Winchester, which is, you know, what her rifle probably is. So like I'm saying, if you saw one of the rifles that shot that actually being held by a person, they're insane. That's one of the joke videos as well, where people on ranges get given those to shoot who don't have much experience with normal caliber rifles, or, you know, not very high caliber rifles. And then they're comedically filmed flying backwards when they actually shoot it. Yeah, that's probably even bigger height, but yeah, I wasn't even thinking of ones that big. Yeah, again, I think you have to give your guns a real fucking, and calibers a real fucking cool name if they're that big. You know, you'd have to give them names like Goliath, Tyrannosaur, wouldn't you? Behemoth, or something like that if they're that big, because why wouldn't you? Or you could call it something like the 950 caliber mouse, or something like that. The shrew, as a joke, like the Germans did. Ah, the Allies, if we call our biggest tanks the mouse and the rat, they will never guess that these are actually very, very big. And then they called their little tiny tank mine thing the Goliath, even though it was tiny by comparison. So yeah, German naming conventions are too easy to guess around. Anyway, I'll go back to the game now. But I did see somebody who'd done the Blade Runner grips of pistols that's now mass-producing them that are really popular, like revolvers and that. But I haven't actually seen
It'll be useful.
like a functioning like little one, if that's what you're on about. That one wasn't voice acting, it's just a unlock the oh, explosives. I like explosives. But, yeah, that was oh, I suppose I can get the thing back up. I'll do it. Organic Chemistry, Concepts and Practice, 11th edition. Weinberg, Kapoor, and Omekugo. So I guess one of them is a Kraut, Weinberg. Or he might be Jewish. Kapoor, I don't know, is that Indian? And the guy on the right sounds like a Japanese person or Asian person, I don't know. Let's practice my racism with books. Can I get into that stairwell from down here, or do I have to go? Yeah, I can. That links into the same stairwell, right? But yeah, I suppose I was doing the voice acting, wasn't I, for the German tanks. We have made the biggest tank yet, mein Führer. We are calling it the Rat, because it is so stupidly big. The thing is, like, the game's up with a naming convention like that when as soon as people realise how you're doing it. That's like why Britain called the nuclear program before it was adopted into the Manhattan Project the Tube Alloys program, because it sounds really fucking boring. Like, if you're going to do a thing like that, you have to definitely give it just some boring, like, you know, that's why they called it the Manhattan Project, because it sounded like it's something to do with, like, New York or banking or whatever. When the Americans, you know, absorbed the Tube Alloys program. Yeah, I haven't seen Last Crusade in quite a long time, actually. The main bit I remember from Last Crusade is the fighting on top of the tank, and like, you have chosen poorly, or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, if I wanted a guide to explosives, I'd hope it would be written by somebody called like Seamus McPaddy, you know, something or other like that. Because you know, I trust the Irish at making explosives more than I would some Japanese sounding guy's name. Here we go. Here's some more casual racism. But in all honesty, the IRA were very good at making explosives. Because, again, another one of the jokes I like, which I don't think is too offensive to YouTube, because there's a lot of truth in it, is that, you know, the thing is that was better about the IRA than, you know, Islamic terrorism, is that the IRA realised you could make a bomb and leave it somewhere. You didn't have to have it strapped to yourself. But, yeah. We'll see how long till I get cancelled now of all of this shit. Yeah, well, it's the same with like when I was at school hyping teachers. A teacher that would engage you in the subjects they are actually passionate about it would get kids learning, even those that didn't really want to learn anything. Whereas, you know, the teachers we had that were just a boring, I'm going to write something on the whiteboard and you're going to learn, just would not, nobody would learn from that, except the ones that were really there that wanted to actually learn something. Am I meant to be going this way or the other way up the stairs? Because again, I want to do the most exploring possible first before, yeah, that's where I'm meant to be going, isn't it? That's the hospital, so I want to check out this other building first. Yeah, I think the scores I did academically in school for subjects I personally wasn't interested in literally were which teachers I had that cared about what they were teaching you. Because then, by osmosis, some of that info rubs off on you. But when you had those really boring teachers teaching subjects I weren't very interested in, those are the things I did terribly at, just because I thought, what's the fucking point in learning? I'd rather throw bits of paper at some of my people on my table. Yeah, again, that's sometimes the only thing you get, isn't it? The teachers that go off on tangents because they're so passionate about it. So you end up not learning what you were meant to learn about. Oh, it's safe. Oh, and a gun belt. I want to upgrade my bow, actually. Because I can always craft more arrows for the bow if I find the ingredients. Oh, cool, I've got loads of things on that. Right, draw speed definitely first. Because that's good for just popping out and quickly hitting people with the bow. Because I've noticed, compared to No Return with a single player, the arrows don't go very far at all if you only do the quick, like, you know, initial pull and release thing. You do have to properly pull the bow back to actually get a good arrow sort of thing from it. Right, so stability is accuracy, essentially, isn't it? And rangefinder. Yeah, we'll do rangefinder last, because again, I can hit them pretty accurately without the rangefinder. I think the rangefinder's probably more when you're completely, without any aim assist, trying to aim at them, just to get, you know, more of a arc to the arrow, probably. Right. Let's see if we can find a thing that tells me what the combination is to this safe. But yeah, I'd say though, Rajiv, like, because I'm playing with keyboard and mouse, some of the upgrades I do are completely in different orders than I'd do them if I was playing with a controller. Because of, you know, like, how they affect your aim and things like that just feels quite different. Like, with the controller, I never really bothered upgrading the rifle much, because I found that, you know, with the controller, I didn't like the rifle at all. But with keyboard mouse, I really like the rifle. So I ended up upgrading that fully first, because, you know, it's good against the stronger infected. And, what was I going to say? That, you know, it's, you know, you can aim it obviously a lot more precisely with keyboard and mouse. I already picked up a note that tells me what I'm meant to be looking at. No, because that last one was the one with the bloke with an arrow in him, wasn't it? And I don't want to go as far as the hospital, because if I go that far, then I'm definitely at a point of no return. The handguns I generally upgrade first, especially the pistol to get capacity, but I didn't this run. I've done the capacity upgrade now. But in general in this game, I like doing the pistol capacity upgrade just because, you know, I find that pretty useful. What I would get a mod for this game, if somebody ends up making one, and I'm sure they will, is one that lets you carry more reserve ammo. Because it does annoy me in this, for example, with some of the guns. Like, you can carry, like, 1 magazine's worth in a single player inside the gun. And then you can maybe carry, you know, another half magazine's worth or 1 spare magazine's worth. Where that kind of annoys me, where, you know, because it kind of makes you think, well, I might as well shoot some ammo now with this gun. So I can pick up some more in a bit, where, you know, ideally I'd like to save my ammo for a rainy day with some of the guns I don't use much. So yeah, if I have a look later on and somebody's made one that lets you have more ammo for a certain type of gun, I'd definitely do that one. Right, I'm sure there must be something around here that tells me about how to get into this safe. That's not a note. We'll go to that downstairsy area again where the water is. Yeah, again, the only people that wear body armor so far is those bank robbers, the dead bank robbers you find that have turned into, like, infected. And stuff like that. Like I was saying, the body armor would stop infected biting you through the body armor, just a lightweight Kevlar vest, and would save your life so many times against people with, like, some of the knives, the bows and arrows, potentially, although with soft body armor, arrows are pretty good at going through Kevlar. But definitely against, like, little weak pistol caliber things. Because again, like I said, NIJ level 2 vests or level 3A vests, which are pretty common in police style vests, would save you from so many of the things that get people killed in this game. So yeah, like I said, that's definitely one of the things, if I was in the Last of Us universe, I would definitely be wearing a soft Kevlar vest. You also wouldn't want to be wearing short sleeves just because of the risk of being bitten. Again, that's another one of those fucking things where it's just kind of like, yeah, why are you wearing a soft, you know, short sleeve shirt? Right, Rich? I'd definitely be wearing, like, you know, a Kevlar actual vest on top of some sort of quite, you know, cut resistant, bite resistant material, whether it be like motorcycle kind of lightweight motorcycle stuff, or you know, just some of those clothes that are designed for people in, you know, various job situations where you're going to be around abrasive stuff and everything else. Oh, that's good. Hopefully they'll be reciprocal, and the UK will lower tariffs against China if we have similar ones. Like I'm saying, the good thing about all of this trade war retardedness is it is generally better for lots of other countries trading with each other. Because they're saying, why have we really got tariffs against each other? We probably should just free trade, or, you know, at least lower our tariffs. Oh, there we go. I somehow missed that several times. $38, $55, $23. I didn't read out that message. I should have done that. 38, 55, 23. I wish you could just type numbers into these saves. I'm doing the up down with this. 55, 23. 23 is easy to remember because it's my date of birth. There are guys I can't remember if the hunters wear it. There's soldiers wearing body armor in the Boston quarantine zone, but again, with them, I don't know if it has any effect on the gameplay. Because again, with somebody infected with body armor on, they specifically take less damage to the thing. Actually, I'm sure there are some guys that have helmets on and that, where it takes one additional bullet to the head to get them. Yeah, I'm sure there are in the first one. Anything else I can craft in those categories? Finish my arrow crafting up. Oh yeah, let's craft explosive arrows. That was not great. I'll do that last one. It's that 40 supplements here. Should take long to get those. Can't be bothered to make another stun bomb because stun bombs are kind of meh. I use them now and again, but not very often. But yeah, I said the same thing in a YouTube video I did years ago that got quite popular, that if you were in a situation like 28 days later or whatever, you'd definitely be wearing some sort of gear you could find quite easily that would just make getting bitten harder and everything else. Okay, so not the amazingly good CGI bit that still holds up with a T-Rex. Some AI art thing he probably did of yeah, a lolly with a sword gets more is more effort. Okay, shout. Oh, it's a Hotline Miami girl. This is one of the Moon songs, isn't it? Is this one Hydrogen? I really like the soundtrack of Hotline Miami one.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up.
Easy. Easy.
Do you know a girl named Nora?
Sure, yeah.
Where is she?
In the hospital.
Where in the hospital?
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors. She's somewhere in there.
Fuck. That was dumb.
I'm looking it upside down. You're dead. Whatever it is to restart. But yeah. So his so the Reddit of people complaining about him has more fans than his actual Reddit. That's kind of funny. Again, I don't normally get into any of this e-drama stuff because I always find it really petty, you know. Like, again, channels I don't like, I just don't watch kind of thing. But yeah, there's something about this guy, isn't there, where he just keeps it coming back sort of to him. But... yeah, Hotline Miami. Saying I think that's Hydrogen by Moon, the music that's playing on this one. It's that little loop of it, because it is a longer track, but... I think that's Hydrogen, that track. Again, I wouldn't remember what level it is, but I can remember some of the actual music tracks by their name, because the soundtrack's really good. Yeah, like I said, there's actual PS3s and stuff in this. Not PS4s and PS5s, because the game's set, the apocalypse happened during the PS3's generation when The Last of Us 1 came out. So,
Good. I got my girl waiting for me at the top.
The only reason I knew about them in the first place, Rajiv, is that they spam comments on people's like mine's videos, telling me that I was wrong and I should watch their videos instead to learn about what I was talking about.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sounds like scars are getting closer.
Hope that's our guys executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the pub?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
Oh, no way. Not after what went down last time. Even Isaac isn't that crazy.
That's what I heard.
Oh, fuck you, mate. Just as I was about to hit you with my arrow. Oh, at least these guys being in long grass hopefully means if I kill them in one hit. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, that draw speed upgrade is really nice for me. Oh, is this the same music that was playing during that TV station escape bit I linked you to, Rajiv? I'm not sure. Ooh. If so, I really like that sort of music. They've got a woofer over there. Trying to hit the dog with a melee weapon. Oh no, it's tearing my throat out. I could have just shot it like the ATF do. That's the way to do it! Yeah, that is that bit of music I really like from the TV station escape bit. This wasn't when I was streaming the other day, but I actually thought this is a good bit of fucking music. Which again, annoyingly, I don't think is on the official soundtrack to the game. Somebody has uploaded this entire track to YouTube. It's that typical thing where, oh, let's make some really cool, like, combat ambient music for the game and then just not put it on the soundtrack. Did that dog have a name on its side? Some of them have little names on their sides. Like, you killed Fido! Let's just have a look at the volume things. I wonder if I can turn the music up louder, or if everything's already set to like 100. Ah yeah, it's already set to 100. Now, if I set the overall down slightly, just because I'm quite wanting to listen to some of the background music in bits, so well, with overall, will that turn the music down? So will I actually have to put overall to 100? I'm never sure these. And then do I just have to turn effects down to say 80? Let's keep dialogue at about 100 because she's not actually talking much. Just put on 95. Again, you can listen to this on the actual soundtrack. But... yeah, the effects and cinematics are sort of absolutely fine when I'm not, you know, they're not actively shooting me. Again, I like the really punchy gun sounds, though. Yeah, the reason this bit of music was quite good when you're actually escaping from the TV station is it keeps building up And because there's a bit where you unavoidably can't, you know, stealth it and you have to just run from a load of enemies, it gets really intense. Like that, I think it's doing now. I think it builds up actually even more than this during part of it. We've obviously gone into the combat bit, the ambient music. Oh, fuck's sake, there's an invisible wall there. Yeah, like I said, with me, Rich, it was because he went on my video about the my falchion that, you know, was made by one of the most respected, one of the UK smiths who does falchions, to tell me that's not a real falchion. So, you know, it's not like the fucking people that, like, make these for a living that have studied historical, you know, blacksmithing. You know more than them, Shad, don't you? Like, my Heron Armory falchion's really nice. I haven't actually used it in ages. I think my favourite short sword now, even though the falchion I like more because it, you know, it's handcrafted to my requirements and all that. I think my favourite short sword though is just my windlass cutlass, like my US cutlass, because that is just for like what you'd call a factory, I guess, blade, as in, you know, like where they forge them all to the same spec. That one I just really like the balance of, you know, the length and everything. I think the Yanks came up with a really good design for their naval cutlass that period.
Hey, I think I saw her. I got her!
Oh, we're going loud. I need to put that aim assist down a bit more. It's still too high for my liking when I'm using a scope. So let me just put the crosshair neatly onto their, like, center mass. So that was controls, wasn't it? Let's try just aim assist on 1. Let's try that. So it's technically on, but hopefully I can get as much control over it as possible. Even on 1, that still kind of fucks my aiming of the scope a bit. I don't like that. I wish it had a thing that when you go into a scope, aim assist turns off. That'd be a really good option. Oh, look at that guy's fucking head. Christ. Yeah, fucker. Maybe Ellie has Tourette's. Right move. Actually, unless there's enough fucking vending machines, so I can just break them.
Everyone, report in. You fucking got anything?
Oh, almost.
We got something.
Gotcha.
No, that one didn't break. That one snapped off in his face then. Okay, I don't know if I should rage watch some of those videos or not, Rich, but yeah. Oh, that fucking windpipe gurgling noise is great. Oh,
Nice try.
again, like I said, there's something sadistically brilliant about the fucking audio design in this game, with all the horrible injuries. And again, I don't know why, because in most things, you know, like, I wouldn't really care either way about screaming and when you kill something. But in this game, there's something just so satisfying about you shoot somebody or, like, stab somebody, and it's just the way their blood gurgles and all that. And again, it makes you sound like a fucking psychopath saying that. I just think the audio design's great, you know. Like I'm saying, like, I really appreciate the sound of the rain on the roofs in this game as well. You know, that's really nice ambience, but it's just the way the people scream and their blood gurgles in their throat as they choke on it. Just brilliant audio design. Alright, let's see if there's anything worth grabbing. Suppose I could just make a medikit and then grab all those rags laying about. Normally in places like this, there's vending machines you can break for snacks. You'd think with all this medical stuff, there would be just three-sided bandages you could grab out of them. Yeah, I'm just going to craft the medkit, use the medkit, and then craft another one. Because there's so many of these resources that... Yeah, hopefully I can get that completely back up to full before, Oh yeah, didn't he turn... I'm sure Rich has mentioned this before, but didn't he turn into one of those, like, super, conservatives in the really weird sense of being a conservative, like religious conservative, where it becomes like American Jesus? And when I say American Jesus, what I mean is not what Jesus is actually like from the Bible, but the Jesus of fuck the poor lol, I'm Jesus kind of thing. Yeah, might as well grab that because I've only got one hit left in the roofing hammer thing. I don't have any scissors. Yeah, it's all very fascinating, like, looking into the mind of probably crazy people. Like I said, I'm not a... I'm no saint, I'm a fucking weirdo, but I don't take it out on other people as much as I try, you know, try not to ever take it out on other people. Too high to jump, I guess. Yeah, if I get in that room another way, though, probably not, 'cause that was the one I couldn't actually just jump across, could I, that one? Oh, I can actually get in there. Oh yeah, let's make some explosives. I didn't know that about the Yumi. Like I said, I know that the, like, metal folding thing was because of, like, the really low quality pig iron. So, like, you have to admire it in a way, like that folded 1,000 times thing. Like we said, that wasn't the craftsmanship thing, it was because of what they had access to and how they had to make the swords. But yeah, I didn't know the Yumi was, like, they intentionally made it shit kind of thing. Right, anyway, let's carry on what we're doing in the hospital bit. Oh yeah, what I was meant to do when I started the stream. How long ago did I start the stream? Just after 12, was it? gonna actually have a look. 1 hour and 40 minutes ago. Oh, I've already been streaming ages and don't mind carry on a bit longer because I like this game so much. That's why I specifically, because I was going to time it on my watch when I started, because it's easier than looking at the phone. And that way I could actually put my watch on the charging dock for it. I'm doing that now. But like I said, this game is one of those games I can actually waste loads of time in and really enjoy it. Oh, American Bankruptcy Factory. Yes, a hospital. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you had a bit of chest pain. It's only a very minor bit of heartburn, but that will be now $10,000 of debt, please. I got any shotgun? Oh, 2 rounds. Okay, like I said, I don't really know much about it, but I do know, like, historically there's been, like, some other weapons like that where they did weird design choices that then made the stuff worse. Like, the famous one we had in Europe was, and again, I know they debate how much this was, is crossbows were banned by the Pope because they shouldn't be used, you know, among Christendom or whatever. Like, again, they were happy to actually use crossbows for defense, and it was never one of those bans that nearly, you know, really worked properly. But they basically got butthurt about crossbows. I know people are like, oh, because a peasant could kill a knight. I don't think it was so much that. I think it was just because they were cheap and effective, and it kind of worried the power struggle that you didn't need to train somebody for years to use a bow, you know, to have somebody who could shoot a crossbow kind of well enough. I'm not going to bother reading out all that fucking note with all of the, like, just the kind of crossed off checklist in a stupid voice. Just 'cause, But yeah, like I say, asymmetry. So yeah, if it's not again, I can't even imagine shooting a bow that's kind of not symmetrical or close to symmetrical. At that point, just have a slingshot.
That you, Nora? The fuck was Abby here?
That's stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this, I'm gonna say what I think happened.
Knock yourself out. I've got work to do.
Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
Yeah, let me have a look. How many hours do I put into this current thing? So 10 hours, essentially 36 minutes so far into this run. And again, I'm not even at the end of the Ellie bit of the run yet.
Don't scream. Put that shit down.
I do like in this you can actually see the rounds inside the revolver's chambers, inside like the cylinder, where in so many games and films they fucking neglect
You
that.
remember me.
What do you want?
Abby was here earlier. Where'd she go?
I don't know. You shoot me. The sound will have every soldier come running.
You'll still be dead. Tell me where she went and I'll think about letting you go.
We could have killed you.
Maybe you should have. Or maybe you should have stayed the fuck out of Jackson. Where's Abby?
You still hear his screams?
What?
I hear them every night. Yeah. Yeah, that little bitch got what he deserved.
You fucking
Use of the word cunt, excellent. That's why you deserve to be called a cunt or something like that. Boy, cunt.
Nora! You can't escape this! No, no, no! Got you! Come on!
Throw down your weapons!
No, wait.
Back up!
Put your gun down!
You can walk away from this, okay? I can...
Shut the fuck up!
Gun down! Hands up!
Get back!
You have nowhere to go.
Let's see what gas masks they have when they come down. I think these are the guys that have quite well modelled either S10s or FM12s.
Doesn't matter.
Probably can't see well enough from here, no. But when I looked at some in a like previous subway bit, it wasn't when I streamed the other day, where they send soldiers after you. I think they are S10s in that bit, because they actually have weirdly modelled both the S10 and FM12 in this. If you look at where the drinking tube bit is, where the before we stealth kill him, hang on. So this one's meant to be an FM12 because the drinking tube, oh, he's gone invisible. The drinking tube bit is, it should be at the top right, although it's actually not on this one. Most of the others are actually done correctly. Because, yeah, it should be the top right on the FM12. Actually, no, this is meant to be an S10, isn't it? It's just they've done the other strap, I think, looking at the... Yeah, because it's got the weird-shaped lenses where the S10 has the flat bit and the curved bit. So, yeah. The straps are wrong for an S10 because it's fabric straps rather than the rubber buckles. But yeah, the drinking tube bit's in the S10's place. Let's just start killing and have a look.
Got you.
What's that? Look out!
about this? I think that's the same thing. Oh, fuck's sake.
Take those things out!
Oh, fuck's sake, you didn't throw it. Yes, I know how to throw a thing to stun and distract and all that game.
Right here! Come here!
Just regular normal at the moment. When I do New Game Plus at some point, I'll probably put it on hard. I've never tried these on Grounded. I don't know if Grounded's any good or not. But yeah, I do know that as Ellie, there's like no, even though she's got the thing that looks like a chip, there's nothing that you know, there's like no way of stopping them instantly killing you once they grab you to flip us. Because in the first game as Joel, you can shiv them. See, I'm just on normal. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for it. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Yeah, again, the whole point of this game, Hype, even I think you saw me when I streamed it before, is it's basically why the cycle of revenge is really stupid in this. But yeah, it's basically everybody dies horribly. Because yeah, the thing is they killed Joel, so now she's fucking killing everybody else. And then like Abby then wants her revenge against Ellie, and it's like poetry, it rhymes. But yeah, I think that actually got missed by so many people, weirdly, that played this game. They didn't get the whole thing. It's about cycles of revenge, you know, where it never stops, the whole eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thing. And there's actually a subplot going on about that between the WLF, the Wolves, and the Scars, where both of them, you know, are constantly trying to kill each other back for previous escalations against each other. Yeah, tragedy, essentially, Rajiv, isn't it? Yeah. You even find a poster in the theatre where Ellie comments on the tragedy and she wonders how many people died in it. Anything good in there? Have I got anything to upgrade this? Oh no, I'm still missing tape. remember to put Do Not Disturb on because I'm streaming, and typically I can go for hours where I get no messages, but then as soon as I start streaming, that's when random people always seem to conveniently start sending me messages.
Okay. Where'd you go?
That's interesting, Rajiv. Didn't know that. But again, on a modern audience, sadly, I think a lot of that stuff would be lost, wouldn't it? I studied in uni, as I said. I am not an educated man like you, Rajiv. I am just somebody that likes consuming media. But you'd be amazed, wouldn't you, of the amount of dark comedies and things like that, where people watch them and don't understand that, you know, there's actually serious messages behind it. Man chooses, a slave obeys.
Where's Abby?
You're breathing spores. You're her.
You Firefly?
There are no fireflies anymore.
Just gonna move that mic thing a bit closer to my face. Say if it's too loud and I'll turn the gain down. But yeah, this swivel mount I bought's pretty damn good actually.
Where's Abby?
Like I said, I basically fine-tune how close
fucking
this
dead
is to
anyway.
my
Why would I
mouth
tell
or
you
not.
anything?
And hopefully cut out more of the keyboard clacking as well with the where it's positioned.
Because I can make it quick. Or I can make it so much worse.
Think about what he did. How many people are dead because of him?
It's your last chance.
I'm not giving up, my friend.
Oh, is it real? Is it better, worse, whatever? Yeah, because I didn't know if this would be too close to my face or I've got this now. Oh, I have to press F to smack the bitch. Right. Like I said, yeah, this mount's really nice because obviously the nice thing with these kind of flexi arm mounts is cool. Right, yeah, like I said, the good thing of this mount is I can pretty much replicate any position I find works well. But again, it's like I'm so used to mics where you can't be that close to them because they just fuzz out, that having one with like the pop shield and everything where you can you know, be quite close to it is kind of a weird thing to get used to.
It's me.
So yeah, like I said, I've just got it on like a swivel mount now. That's you know, like I was saying, where you can move it as close as far as from you want, and obviously I can turn the gain up and down directly on the mic. But I was pretty amazed earlier. Dropping slightly in level. Hang on a second then. If I turn that down to about there, how's that? Like I said, it's with this mic, I can at least just do that with a actual like volume knob on the mic itself.
Okay.
I'll keep it like this, and if people say it's too quiet, I'll turn it back up again a bit.
Let's get you cleaned up.
Weirdly, I thought this bit was after she killed Mel and Owen or whatever, but okay, it's here. Again, there's lots of bits where I remember bits of this game, but not the chapters it's in. Oh, so Ellie doesn't bother wearing a bra then. Sadly, in this thing, you can't do the photo mode thing and move the camera around. But as it's an in-game model, people obviously can model rip it.
I made her talk. It's okay.
You're pressing into the wound on her back, Dina. Be careful.
I don't want to lose you.
Are we at day 3 now? Oh, you know, we've got a flashback bit first, haven't we?
Left a lot of stuff behind. Come on. There's gotta be something.
There's a very low-res texture on that scale.
Why'd you all leave?
I think we need to complain about this quality of this port. Oh, a big like rocket launcher box, whatever it is. Assorted munitions. That sounds like a fun box. Assorted munitions. It's like a lucky box. You don't know what you're going to get in it. You just open it and see what munitions come out.
What is this?
Warning, radiation precaution. Is that the only door down here I can actually do before I go through there? Oh, I'm gonna read this in a silly voice. Hang on. Is it from a? It's from a guy. Okay. Don, you know I'm glad I cataloged and collect all of this rare hospital equipment, and as soon as I'm done, I hear that there is no use for it anymore. I cannot fucking believe you guys voted to disband. I get it, this was a miracle that slipped through our fingers. It's fucking shitty, but the whole world is shitty. How can we give up like this? What now, Seattle's QZ? Join some third-rate resistance group? Fuck that, somebody still has to care. I spend the rest of my life trying to find them, or I die trying. Scotto is Italiano. Yeah, this is the bit from the end of the first game where Joel goes in and rescues Ellie and kills the doctors. But we're not in the same hospital. This is the flashback bit from, like I said, 2 years earlier. So yeah, that's where we just snuffed out the doctor. Where I fucking William Telled him last time when I played the remaster of this. Just shot him with the bow for the fun of it.
Most people have left already. I don't know which group I'm gonna join.
I assume this is Abby, isn't it, on the thing?
I was one of the ones that wanted to go after the smuggler and the girl. They said, even if we found her or by some miracle found someone else that's immune, it'd make no difference. Because the only person who could develop a vaccine is dead. Or by some miracle.
I want to see how well this,
immune.
although I know I'm
It'd
interrupting
make no
a
difference.
sort of touching story moment. I want to see how well this microphone picks up Geiger counter sounds.
The only person.
Ellie!
Come here. What the hell were you thinking? Running off in the middle of the night like that. You talk to me. You don't just leave me goddamn alone.
So yeah, I don't know if how
happened
well
here?
that Geiger counter sounds on top of the actual microphone. How good its pickup is for stuff like that.
If you lie to me one more time, I'm gone. You will never see me again. But if you tell me the truth,
Yeah, that's the Finnish
I'll go
cold,
back to
like Lake
Jackson.
Coldal one. Oh, good. So it's actually good for picking up noises like this than this microphone. Because the Blue
No matter what
Snowball
it is.
struggled with that. I don't know if it was like a filter it had automatically on it, which cut out the frequencies of the clicks. But yeah, that's the Wallach one. I suppose it's probably 90s, isn't it? 90s, very early 2000s. It's very old analog circuitry in it, but it actually has micro sieverts as its scale. I like the fact it's one of those ones with a proper speaker built into the Geiger counter itself, so other people can hear it. It's not like quiet little headphones like on a DP5 or whatever. It's like a fairly decent quality speaker actually built into the
Making a
unit itself.
vaccine would have killed you. So I stopped them.
Oh my God. Don't you fucking touch me! I'll go back. But we're done.
The Etel de Free. Oh, you see a bit of side boob there.
Dina? Jesse?
What, the SpongeBob, like, 2 weeks
The one
later, or
there.
whatever it is?
They
I
look
think that's what it's
adorable.
from, isn't it? That
What's
sort
your
of voice.
favorite?
I see it used in memes a lot when they transition a scene. I think it's from SpongeBob originally. Oh, look, it's the guy from Mortal Kombat. Oh, not, it's just a ninja. Banned word in Britain, ninja, the N-word. Right, like I said, I'll play for a bit longer, why not? Then I will have to get some lunch at some point, but we can get part way through day 3. And then when I next do a stream, well, by the time I do a stream Monday, because I'll be at work at the weekend, I'll probably have completed this again. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this now, so I don't
Dina?
want to stop playing it when I end
Jesse?
up stopping streaming. Like I said, I have basically streamed this entire game before, so... I knew something like that because of, like, the gory kill animations, whatever it was, when, like, the finishers. And I know it was PG-13, wasn't it, originally in America, was because of films like Gremlins and things like that that didn't really neatly fit into a genre. So they basically made a, you know, new genre for the films that shouldn't be quite 15s, whatever the equivalent was, mature or whatever it is in America. And also not like PG kids films. And then the PG-13 eventually led to the kind of annoying thing where kids films weren't edgy anymore and interesting because they had their own kind of thing, you know. And that was a cool thing when kids films used to be a bit edgy and interesting.
She had a rough night. Barely could get her to keep water down.
You should have woken me up.
Yeah, like the Terminator, I still remember being an 18, but it's a 15 on all releases now, isn't it? The
Is she
Terminator.
pregnant?
And I know that's not the Mandela effect thing. That was one where they did reclassify the Terminator as a 15. But there's others that I get Mandela effect from where I can never find out if they've been reclassified or, you know, it's just me remembering the age rating wrong.
I get why you came out here. But we gotta take her back. She needs real care and she's not gonna get that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think it's Diamonds Are Forever went from being a PG to a 12. Because in Diamonds Are Forever, part of the thing was he, like, chokes the woman out at the beginning. When,
He's
like,
out here
beating
because
her
of
up,
me.
going like, "Where's Blofeld?" I didn't do it in a Sean Connery voice. "Where's Blofeld?" When he's,
Maybe you could take her
slapping
back.
a woman around, so Sean Connery doing method
She's
acting.
not gonna leave without me.
But yeah, they reclassified Diamonds Are Forever because of that one fucking scene.
Screw it. Let's get to him.
But yeah, like, regarding,
This aquarium
stuff like
looked
that
close
is
to-
Captain Scarlet and the
Tommy hasn't
Mistrons is
found
a
that
fucking
yet.
you, despite the fact the
Post up
puppets
there
get
until it
set
does.
on fire and crushed and there's blood in it and they scream in agony as they die.
And you're good with
Captain
leaving Dina by
Scarlet was for
herself?
children.
Her orders.
I think in the original Star Wars it's still a you, isn't it? Despite the thing there's blood when
Let's
that
get to
guy's
another
arm
one.
gets cut off the alien or the guy
I'll
in the
just meet
bar.
you up front.
You know, "I've got a death sentence on 3 systems," or whatever it is, that guy. Whatever he says, and then when his arm gets chopped off, there's blood splattering the floor. Oh, spoilers, Rajiv, but yeah, everybody shouldn't be watching this if they don't want spoilers, but yeah. But again, I think part of it is meant to be how bad everything is in this game, where it's like, oh, here's a nice character you've been introduced to. No, they're gonna die.
Hey, babe. I need you to lock the door for us. Okay.
Not the UC, you know, like the one, there's the one like especially for children, isn't there, UC? But yeah, Captain Scarlet's just a U, you know, like, not even PG. Like, it should be a fucking PG.
Let's do it.
But,
Your map showed the aquarium along the shore.
Should be down this way.
Yeah. How does anyone stay dry in this city?
I love the rain ambience in this game.
Okay, go for it.
It was actually Jurassic Park in the end that caused the creation of it, because I know there's a load of films around that period where it was all being debated, but I didn't know Jurassic Park was the one that, Okay, why can't I do it? In the UK, it's just a PG rating, isn't it, the original Jurassic Park? Unless they've changed it. So I've got on VHS somewhere, and it still says PG on the VHS box. Because otherwise my mum wouldn't have bought me the VHS if it was a 12 or whatever when I was a little kid.
They were hoping to find Tommy at the aquarium. I didn't tell her you knew. That's what you're...
I wasn't. This aquarium a wolf face?
I don't think so. Nora said Abby's hiding out there.
You get her to tell you why they did it?
Yeah. Joel had falling out with some fireflies. No, former fireflies.
What kind of falling out?
He was a smuggler, and they disagreed about some goods. Fight broke out, some of them died. Guess they wanted payback.
Damn. That change anything for you?
Nope.
I need to get clear on something. When we find Tommy, you're good with going home.
Yeah,
You'll be
That's
leaving
a
some of
lie.
those
She
assholes
wants to
alive.
kill everyone, last one of them.
Ina should be back in Jackson.
Okay. Good.
Listening to the rain sounds. It's testing the water physics. Oh, so she actually ducks her hair like it's annoying her. We all deserve a home. Yes, Bundy. Yeah. Temple of Doom. That's an interesting film. I've not seen that in actually quite a while. I need to rewatch. I think I've actually got them on Blu-ray, the Indiana Jones films. I have, because I've got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I've still never watched it once. So yeah, I've got all 4 of them on Blu-ray. So yeah, Rajiv, at some point soon I ought to watch all 3 of the Jones films again, and maybe watch Crystal Skull for the first time. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he knew the chap that got sacrificed. That entire film, though, is so fucking weird if you know about, like, the development of it. Where, George... Was that the one where... I can't remember if it was Last Crusade or that one, where it went from George Lucas wanting to do a haunted house plot, to then, like, oh, let's have some weird Hindu death cult.
Shit.
I heard the newest one is absolute
Think we can
bollocks.
cut through
Like,
that convention
like
center?
it makes Crystal Skull look really good in comparison, kind of thing. Actually, let's check that other place. Separate building. Jump through the window then. Yeah, it kind of, it doesn't have Nazis in it, does it? So I suppose, yeah. But, or commies. But, yeah, like I said, it's just a weird film, isn't it? It's like, 'cause it doesn't really fit in with the others. But yeah, I'll have to rewatch it. I can remember somebody near the start of it as well gets like impaled with kebab sticks or something,
I
don't
see
they?
a
Like
light
a
through
flaming kebab stick.
Jammed?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know too much about it, but isn't the final act where it like jumps the shark, metaphorically speaking, whatever it's called, where right, if Jesse's walking towards that door, I'm gonna check this one, so I don't want to miss out on content. Oh, I see that one's down.
Okay. Not happening.
I assume there's nothing I can do this way.
Just
That's the end of the
checking.
road, yeah. Right, cool. Yeah, so like I said, because it's so easy to miss stuff in these games. You advance too far and then can't go back. Yeah, I knew it was set before Raiders, but
You ever worried they're gonna come back to Jackson after us?
but yeah, like I said, I
What do
heard
you
that there was a jumping
I
the
mean, we're going
shark
through a lot of
moment
their
in
people. In their city.
like near the end
Because
of
of what they
the
did.
latest one, which is the bit loads of people actually enjoyed. They said it gets so stupid, it's actually really
This
fun.
place isn't like Jackson. I mean, Joel and Tommy helped Abby when she got attacked. These people are trying to kill everyone around them. I mean, they shot you on sight, didn't they?
Yeah. They did.
Yeah, I'll probably get round to watching it eventually.
How long has Dina been in this city?
Only a couple days. When we first got here, she fucked up a bunch of wolves. You'd have been impressed.
I bet. You don't cross that girl.
I'm not going to bother doing an upgrade now until I can get damage to the revolver. I'm just going to have a look at this motherboard again. Right, so my motherboard, if you're currently watching Hype, the place where that thing you're sending me, the slots are for it on my one, I did send you the schematics. But if the mouse is visible on screen, let's just have a look. Can you see where my mouse is? Like the M.2 drive, whatever it's called. Come on, go live. Alright, good, the mouse is visible on screen. Is where the mouse is at the very top of where the PCI slots are, between where the CPU goes and the top of the PCI slots. That's where one M2 is, but it's covered by a heatsink. And then the other one is right at the bottom there. But like saying, the size of my 3090 basically goes from there to nearly covering all of that, but I can just about get at that bottom one, so I'll install it in that bottom one. But yeah, it's like I said, the weird thing about I assume a load of PCs do this, but yeah, it's just weird that there's a fucking like massive heatsink thing here where the other M2 port's hidden. That's why I've never seen it, because I've never taken it out. The slot there does, so if it's easy enough to install, I might see if I can squeeze it into the one with the heatsink and use the one with the heatsink. But yeah, mine, I looked at the motherboard manual to double check, and yeah, mine only has two M2 slots. Okay, yeah, I'll put it under the heatsink then. That's easy enough to do. Yeah, so I'll take the heatsink off, use the spacer thing that they provided with the motherboard, and put it there. But yeah, so there's a big, like, chunky heatsink. But the thing is, some of the heatsinks on the motherboard are like decorative ones that, you know, don't hide anything. And that's the funny thing, is that particular like saying, that particular one actually comes off, and there's an M2 socket hidden underneath it, where all the others are just, you know, there for the sake of being heatsinks for the motherboard. So saying that's why I've never seen it before, because I've never looked close enough at ripping the heatsink off the motherboard. Right, so I guess we're going out that way, are we? Anything else worth finding in here? Hey.
Give me a hand.
Okay, we'll give you a hand in a minute, Jesse. I'm still looking about in this fucking building. See if I can miss some explosives on. Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have a look, because if the one it comes with looks easier to install, I might put it in slot 2 of their own heatsink they provide. I'll just have a look when it comes and see what looks the most practical thing to do.
Through here.
Again, this is one of the reasons I like having having a full tower case on my desk, so I can actually do stuff like
Why
this
didn't she
easily,
tell me about
rather than having a horribly
pregnancy?
compacted case,
Listen,
you know, like tucked away under a desk
sure
where I can never get at any
she'll
of the
tell
bits
you
of
about
work
it
on
when
it.
she...
Yeah, like I said, Rajiv, my plan is to get a new PC, but I'm waiting at the moment for all of the shit to sort of sort itself out with Nvidia and that. Although, like we were saying to Hype the other day, what I might end up doing is getting a new PC and moving the 3090 over. But once I have a bit more hard drive space, that isn't kind of as necessary. But like I said, I'm still pissed off at the fact now that I can't play games in HDR because they've managed to fuck that up in the Windows update. like my bolt action rifle. I like it a lot. Are you gonna kill them or shall I
They
finish
went in the
them?
grass!
Okay, I'll do it. Boy, general mobilization. Oh, maybe they saw the little army men in it. You know, like the little green army men. Yeah, Woody becomes Cube.
Derek, move up!
Stick your head out, mate. There you go. Missed. It's partially my fault. Oh, what flames are up there on the thing?
I know you're out there.
I'm just gonna hit you in the face with a bottle, bitch. Oh, you went behind the thing. For fuck's sake. Oh. Oh, she's begging, look.
You don't have to do this.
Is there any way I can walk away and not kill them,
Just
though? Oh, you actually
don't.
can.
Please, don't.
Is she gonna now try and attack me? Yeah, fucking bitch. Right, I should have executed you right there. I want to kneecap you slowly now. Oh, you died straight away. Right, next time one begs for their life, I need to horribly kill them. Because it's like Skyrim, where you give them the chance to escape, and then they just immediately attack you again.
They're at war with this fucked up cult.
Heard them talk about it. Seraphons or something. Seraphites.
Scars is all I've heard them called. You run into any?
No.
You're lucky.
I might trade that. No, I don't have enough tape. There's never enough duct tape in this bloody game. It's like Fallout. Duct tape is apparently like one of the rarest commodity in the post-apocalypse. Yeah, so your reward for letting people go away is that they just try and kill you again. So that, Druckmann, that's not teaching me revenge is bad. That's just teaching me that I should horribly murder people when I'm given the chance to do it. No loose ends. Have I got some more shotgun ammo? Oh, barely any. I never seem to find much ammo for the shotgun in this, weirdly. Like I said, a mod for this would actually be specifically good if it let you just hold more ammo. So you can stockpile it earlier in the game for guns you'd rather use a bit more later. Because, like I said, it is a kind of annoying that it's like, oh, you can hold like 9 shells for your shotgun or 8 shells total or whatever. And that's it. Like, I'm finding quite a lot of rifle ammo. Not much shotgun ammo. Oh, I can't smash the bank teller's window. And that looks like it's one of those back areas I can't actually squeeze through, unlike some of the others. Yeah, I assume I'm not meant to be able to get behind those counters. Let's see what's in this other building. Is that the one I just came out of? Yeah, because there's blood on the floor. Don Fiocchi sub. That's the appropriate place for me. Yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to see a game like this reimagined, where, yeah, you don't kill anyone, you just horribly cripple them like Batman does. Hope the next bank you rob better have a rent. But, yeah. Even though Batman gets more people killed because he can't just kill the Joker or whatever. Oh, no, Batman. In Gotham City, there is no good prisons or asylum, and all of the genocidal criminals keep escaping. So could you do the city a favor, Batman, and just kill them, please, so they can't kill more innocent people? No, I cannot kill them because that would make me as bad as them, so I need to keep letting the Joker and Penguin and Riddler and everyone get away so they can constantly just kill more innocent people. Maybe it's because Batman worries he'll be out of the job if he actually goes Punisher on them. I don't know. But yeah, I always find Batman fucking stupid for that reason. It's the reason I like the Tim Burton Batman films, because now and again he does just kill people in them. Which I know is why the real big fans of Batman hate the Tim Burton ones, but that's why I like them. Because he's just like, at some point, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to kill you. I did see there was a mod for Doom 2, where all the enemies turn into kittens, and rather than, like, punching them or whatever, or using the chainsaw, you just pet them until they fall asleep. Maybe Batman actually works for the US medical insurance companies and the US hospitals. So Batman is just basically making money for Big Pharma, because he physically cripples people, so they get crippled in debt to the US pharmaceutical, and all the US health insurance stuff for the rest of their lives. And then after that, they have to go out and rob people to get more money for all of their insurance bills.
What's up with all these posters?
It's a bunch of comics. Wait, what was happening here?
Gathering for people who were really into this stuff. Like you, basically.
We were born in the wrong time.
Which
man.
one's the Affleck Batman?
We could try that.
Is that like Batman and Robin, that one, and Batman Forever? I can never remember who played him in which film,
Wait,
other than the fact
what
it's
was
Michael
happening
Keaton
here?
in the first two Tim Burton ones, and it's Adam West in old Batman. They're the only ones I can actually remember, because they're the only ones I
We were
like.
born in the wrong time,
The
man.
really comic book one and the really dark one, they're the only two ones I like, 'cause it's like they're like the pure opposite of each other, but the ones slightly in
What were you
between I
saying?
don't care for.
Before, about Dina. You said she'll tell me when...
Once things are wrapped up here.
I guess at some point it'll get pretty hard to hide it. Do you know if she's gonna keep it?
I don't.
If you wanted to abort it, why didn't you already get Ellie to help her abort it? I'm just saying that, why keep it for any longer than you need to? Just get Ellie to kick you in the stomach. Really hard over and over again. Oh, Batman vs Superman, okay. Haven't seen it. Superman at least kills people with his laser eyes, so I think Superman's better. But again, the only like modern comic book kind of thing I like is The Boys, just because it's so very cynical about the superhero stuff, and
aquarium.
Homelander is such a great character.
It's right next to
Such
that
a good
Ferris
villain.
wheel.
Here's hoping Tommy has the same info. Damn it. Looks like we're swimming.
I'm going to stop this stream at 3 PM because I'll have been streaming very long time at that point. Almost 3 hours, I think. So we'll find a good checkpoint around 3 PM. Let's see if she can get a muddy arse going down
Working
here.
on it.
There's a water spilled straight afterwards. Yeah, she's got a bit of mud on her arse. Look at that. Look at that detail. Anything I can go over here that I've not seen yet? No, that car park looks like it's just one of those things you visually go past and can't interact with. Okay.
get through there?
Let's see.
What's this? A library? Yeah,
I
I guess
would've
a library
come
or a big bookshop.
If you told me you were leaving.
I didn't think you'd be okay with all this.
I looked up to Joel. What happened to him was messed up. I would have come.
Joel liked you a lot too, you know. He used to think I had a crush on you.
Really?
I mean, you're handsome and whatever, but I'm not into your type.
What, Asians?
Yeah, that's obviously what I meant.
Yeah, Ellie's fucking racist. Look, it's Alice in fucking Wonderland.
Pretty messed up. Putting fungus in the kids section.
Mushrooms didn't exactly carry the same meaning back then.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they used to think these were cute. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite book as a kid?
Yeah, Battle Ghosts. It's about these space marines who fight off
Ghosts.
alien ghosts.
Real isn't how you are made, said the skin
Sounds
horse. It's a thing
like
that
something
happens
you'd
to
like.
you when a child loves you for a long, long time. Not just to play with, but really loves you. Then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always
we'll
truthful.
chit-chat later.
When you are real, you don't mind being hurt.
To read out.
I know you're upset. What if we talk like this for a bit? Would that help? Okay. I didn't mean to grab you like that. I hope I didn't hurt you. Even mummies are scared sometimes. I'm okay. I'm really scared too. I get how angry you are. I miss him too, but you can't scream like that. I know. I love you very, very much. I won't let anything happen to you. I love you too.
What sort of fucking kid's book is this? It's the skin wolf of skin horse fucking what do you call them? Skinwalker. Skinwalker.
So as soon as we
Sometimes
survive
when my
this,
skin comes off, it hurts.
I say as soon as we get back, we get drunk and play some board games.
Oh yeah?
I want to feel normal.
That sounds great. Except I don't think Dina's gonna be drinking.
Well, you can stay sober.
Oh, that man rode the skin horse. Ah, it hurt when my skin came off.
Again, I don't
Jesus.
fucking know what that kid's book
What
was.
happened up here?
Maybe I'm
really
overinterpreting
have
it. It's
been
meant to be
each other.
just about
It
feeling
feels
loved
back
or
years.
something, but now I've read it in that
Walking
voice.
down
I can't unhear it.
Wow,
This place is fucked.
blood's still wet. Let's get back to the street.
Yeah.
Oh yes, here's the exit. I'm the skin horse.
I'm gonna have some cold pizza when the stream's over. I've got Domino's leftovers to finish off today. I had some yesterday as well, but yeah, I always do the thing with Domino's because it's better offer money wise to buy like a family meal thing. I buy one of those and then just eat it over several days. Although at the moment, my favourite food, although sadly they're a bit expensive to buy more often, is these commercial MRE kind of things. So they're not. I'll do some videos on them. They're not
Box
proper
around?
military
I don't know
MRE.
what that means.
You know, you take 3
But
right turns and
they're
block
like
the circle, turning left.
freeze-dried ones where you
Okay.
can have do them either with
Box
cold or
around
hot
this
water, and
area.
more water you add, more
It's a
soup
thing.
like they get. You know, the less water you add, the more kind of I like them quite thick, like baby food. But yeah, they do loads of different variants. This company, so I like the chicken korma and rice one's nice. The sweet and sour chicken and rice one's nice. Nice thing with these is they actually taste a lot like the stuff they're meant to taste like, as opposed to just tasting all right, but you know you never know what they were meant to be. I think it's a meteor I've got today, where I changed some of the toppings on it. But I've tried the really thin crust of this one.
You'll get your chance.
I've gone off pizza a bit. Not like I'm saying the Domino's I had the other day was bad, but the crust didn't quite taste the same to me. I don't know why. If it's just my imagination. You know, like where I used to really like them, and now I'm kind of like, yeah, it's all right, but doesn't taste much better than supermarket pizza kind of thing. I should have rifled back there. Hello, sir, or madam. Oh, it's a dog. Even with the aim assist set to 1, it's still annoyingly jerky to scope around. Let me just try. Is there one I can have off and one that I can have on? Because I want the one where it basically doesn't keep messing. Cause it's a shame with the aim assist you can't have a thing that when you're in a scope mode it doesn't do it. Or is lock on something I'm not even using? I don't know. Let's turn lock on aim off. Actually, that's not better. Oh, hi, doggy. I'll throw a brick at the dog. Guess he's already shot it. It's not fair. I didn't hit her. I did not. I need some enemies at a distance so I can see if the scope's working for my liking or not. Where's that one where it was making a noise like they were looking? Ah, that's better. That's exactly what I wanted. So I guess what I want is the aim assist. Yeah, I'm guessing it's not the aim assist that's the problem. I guess it was the lock-on strength issue. So if I put the aim assist back up to like 5 or something, just mediocre. Let's see if I can now still, you know, like have it. So I want it basically for when I'm just snap shooting with... Yeah, that's what I want. Look, because I can manually aim with the scope. So your head's right where the blade of grass can't be. There we go. Yeah, that's how I want it. So yeah, it was the lock-on thing that was the issue, not the aim assist. Yeah, she becomes an aimbot, but the problem is, Hype, that she'll sometimes track enemies through walls to the point you can't hit them and you waste ammo, because she has wall hacks, but she doesn't have penetrating rounds. So, yeah, Ellie and Abby basically become the Terminators, watching them move through the walls, but you can't actually, like, you know, but again, I definitely like having this scope so I can aim it properly. I don't like it fucking snapping, you know, like, oh, I want to adjust the windage for you. Like, no, I don't want that. Be like that guy now. I can perfectly just headshot without it going like, oh, I think a body shot would be more appropriate. No, it's not. I don't want their families to have an open casket. I'm playing as Ellie.
I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
This place makes me appreciate Jackson, man.
Me too.
Ah, good enough. Chocolate bars to refill all my health. Yeah, see? No open casket for them, now I can manually aim. Look at that. That one's fucked. How's this guy look? Yeah. Yeah, no open casket for you with my, where I can aim my scope properly. Because the weird thing is, there's actually a tutorial section where Tommy gives you his rifle that shows you all about, like, you know, adjusting for distance by aiming the scope higher than the enemies. But that doesn't really ever come up again. Like, I think there's a couple of places where you can shoot at enemies where you have to maybe... Say that bull rush there was their head, where you have to put it up maybe that much. At most, the first notch. But, you know, not where you properly do like this, like you have to do during that segment. So yeah, there's the kind of, again, like I was saying, a bit of a weird thing where, the game almost gives you a mechanic and then, like they've actually introduced the physics of bullet drop and everything, but then they don't take advantage of it as a developer. Kind of a bit weird. Right, let's go. Let's go into Rachel Fabric. I need to remember to watch Django Unchained before it's taken back off of Amazon again. Because it's on Amazon at the moment, and I think it's gone in a couple of days. Also, I want to watch Civil War, because I didn't realise Alex Garland wrote that. So I'm going to get around to watching Civil War at some point as well. So I don't think that's set as one of the ones that, you know, is eminently, you know, within a day leaving sort of Amazon kind of thing. Rachel's Fabrics looks like the kind of industry the US is going to have to, under Trump, it's just going to be like shelves, like tables and tables full of sewing machines, so they can make their Nike trainers and screw over people in Vietnam and everywhere else. It says Jules. Isn't Jules a character? Because I now and again do see the name Jules on things, but my memory of this game being so shit, I can't remember if they were actually a proper character in the game or not. My voice got low, what as in got too deep, or because I moved away from the microphone too much. I think it's because I moved my chair over to the other angle where I was looking more at my phone, Rajiv. That's the only problem with having like a really nice, good directional mic now, is I have to remember to keep my head in a position where it's in line with my mouth, if that makes sense. I'm assuming you didn't mean my voice went like that. But yeah, like I say, directional mics are really good. It's just obviously with this, I now need to remember to keep my head, you know, or like if I move away for a decent period of time, move the mic stand closer to my face again. Because like I said, that's the only issue with this, is having, you know, how sensitive it is to the direction you have it set in. So obviously if I like lean back in my chair or whatever, I'm further away from the mic again. Oh, it's gone 3 o'clock. Right, let's loot this store and then I'll end the stream, like I said. I have been streaming probably for a load of hours solid now. Right, I'll use that workbench in a second. I just want to see if there's any more crap to get while I'm in here. No, probably not. No, I still don't have enough for the damage thing. How much is the damage thing? Like 80 parts or something? Oh, 70. I'm one short. Oh yeah, what I really like with the revolver reload animation is when she ejects the shells, you'll notice that she drops any cartridges that haven't been fired into her hand and then puts them into her pocket. So it's not one of those games where you throw away all the rounds but magically have only gotten rid of... Oh, there we go, look. 1 and 9. I only need the 1, but yeah. So yeah, that's just a nice bit of the animation with the revolver, is she actually does manually grab the rounds that aren't fired yet and puts them in her pocket. Because so many games, you know, you dump your rounds or like your empty mags or whatever, and then you magically just have the ammo back again. Right, damage. I want to put the long barrel on it. Higher accuracy and damage is what I like. There we go. Yeah, she's just doing that animation now. But yeah, you probably missed it. Annoyingly, until if I use the bench and get away, I'll show you the animation again while I think of it. Yeah, I'm just yeah, I'm just heading off the stream anyway. But yeah, have a good thing. I hope you feel better soon as well. Right, so yeah, if you watch your animation now... Oh, she didn't do it. Right. Is it because I didn't actually open the gun on the thing? Yeah, there we go. Right, so... If I now get the gun back out, look, and then equipped it, she'll... Yeah, do the thing, look. She's putting them into her hand. I don't know if they bothered modelling the actual cartridges going to the hand. No, they haven't. That'd be a bit high detail. But you can see the ejectors come out. She puts them into her hand. And then she puts them into her pocket, look, and just drops the spent cartridges on the floor. Which, again, I just think is a stupidly nice animation detail, even if, you know, the rounds physically don't appear in her hand to put in her pocket. It's just nice that, you know, it shows that, yeah, she didn't dump them on the floor. She did try and keep the rounds. Through here. Or is it just a loop to where I would have gone before? Ah, yeah, it's just a loop. Okay. Right, let's do a thing where it looks like we're entering a combat bit, so it's a
I
checkpoint.
think Abby picked the aquarium up.
Like that. Less than 1 minute ago. Right, I'll end the stream here. Right, so, yeah, have a good day, everybody. I'm going to eat some cold pizza. And, yeah, see you all. Right, bye-bye.